Hey family, Dad here. Hope you're having a great day. On this video, I just wanted to talk about my key learnings, what I've learned on this recent job search. So as shared on a previous video, I was looking for a new job in Q1 of 2025. I was fortunate enough to end up having two offers. Took obviously one of them, which will start on April 7th. But I'm looking back throughout this whole job search process and interviewing. I have 4 key takeaways just to kind of give you guys heads up on what I experienced during the interview process. So one thing I did, and I thought it was a good practice, was start applying for as many roles as you can. And for these roles, I mean, some of them you probably don't necessarily have your whole heart set on it, but it's good to interview, submit a resume, and go through the interview process. I think practicing interviewing is going to be huge and is going to be really important for the job that you really covet. From my experience, just taking some of these interviews, jobs that I didn't really want, and just practicing my interview skills is something that will prepare you for the job that you really want. At the end of the day, you need to get better. You need to get comfortable at interviewing. One thing that I did as well was record myself during the interviews. I did one remote interview. It was a final interview with a healthcare sales company. I played it back after I recorded it and just kind of saw some key takeaways. One of the key takeaways was I was really wordy on some answers, some of the questions that they had. So knowing that, I did make adjustments on my next couple interviews, to the point where those 2 interviews actually came out to have job offers. The second one that I would advise is just be prepared. Do your research on the current news of the company that's related to the role. Research the product, have questions ready as well after researching. That was one of the things that every interview process that I went through throughout this job search, they asked me, what do I know about the company? And fortunate enough, I did a lot of researching and I was able to shoot out a good 3 or 4 bullet points about the company. And in turn, I was able to ask some questions that were related to the 3-4 bullet points, the current news, current events related to the product, to the company. Because at the end of the day, I mean, if you're not fully in it, if you're not doing the researching, the due diligence, asking questions, in turn, these hiring managers, they may think that you're not really that interested in the role. So make sure to have questions and do your researching on the company. And then the third thing, and this is something that's really important to me that I always do at every interview, is always have questions ready. Usually at the last 5-10 minutes at the end of the interview, that's saved for time for you to ask questions. Ask open-ended questions that are related to the role. It really shows that you are interested in the job. A couple of questions that I do ask is, what do you like about the company? What do you not like about the company? And another common question that I did ask, especially the directs, the hiring managers, the person that I would report to, is just, what would your team say they like about you? And then on the flip side, what would the team say you would need to improve on? I think those 2 questions are very key in regards to the role, because you want to have a good rapport with the leader, the person that you're reporting to. And it gives them time to think a little bit as well, as far as what their team thinks you need to improve on, or what do they like about you. And the last thing, which I think is really important as well, is asking for the role. Be ready to close at the end of the interview. One thing that I always do is, they save 5-10 minutes at the end of the interview for a Q&A for you to ask questions. After I ask the questions, I usually close in a way as just, I appreciate your answers. Definitely excited about this opportunity. I'm very excited, interested, and intrigued. I think this is a unique opportunity. And all I ask is just an opportunity. Give me a shot and I'll deliver results to you and to the organization. I think very few people really ask great questions, and then very few people don't even close. I've asked hiring managers in the past, and you'll be surprised, especially in sales roles, how many people don't close and ask for the opportunity. As I've discussed, these are really key takeaways that I learned during this job search. You really got to be assertive. You got to be comfortable and you got to be confident in these job interviews. Apply for as many roles as you can. Practice. Record yourself just to make sure what you're seeing is what you're conveying during the interview process. Be prepared research the company, research the product, research the role, ask questions, ask good questions, ask open-ended questions, and close. Always be asking for the opportunity. So tell me your thoughts. What is your job search? What has the interviews been for you? Comment, like, subscribe. I would definitely appreciate it. So that's all I got. I'll see you all at the next video.